So in your time, just taking yourself to your comfortable seated position. Doesn't matter if the legs are crossed or you've got them out in front. And just tuning into your breath. That inhale, just finding the lift. And just that exhale, just rooting down through the sit bones. And if it feels comfortable for you, just allowing the eyes to close. And as you're here, just tuning into your breath. And just observe as that inhale is filling the lungs and the tummy. And on the exhale, the lungs contract and the tummy too. Just hearing the sounds of each breath. And just over time, that breath just gradually beginning to lengthen. Not forcing it in any way. It's being calmed and soothed by the sounds and movement going on within. And as you do this, just allowing the mind to clear as well. It's this rhythm going on, and just over time as that breath just gradually lengthens. Just letting the day go. Just enjoying these moments of stillness. And it might be the first time today. And then, in your time, just going to take 3 long deep breaths with a pause between each. So that inhale, filling the lungs and the tummy, as we hold this breath for a second. Through parted lips, just sighing it away. Twice more. And with those 3 breaths done, just allowing that breath just return to its normal state, not forcing it. Just observing any difference in its quality now. And then we'll begin to move gently at first, just by rotating the head side to side. Doesn't matter if you're doing it to the breath, if you're moving far or not far at all. Just awakening around these neck muscles. And as you've worked evenly, as we bring that head back to center and stillness, just reminding the spine is it still nice and long, as we move all the way around the neck as we usually do. So as we start, that exhale as we look up, stretching the front. Every inhale as we come back to center. That exhale as we look down, stretching the back. Back to center. As we exhale, any ear towards a shoulder, stretching the side. And moving across to the other side, your breath. And when we're back, just doing one more round to your breath, your rhythm. As you exhale and stretch. Every inhale to center. And And when you're back, it's doing what feels right, whether that's rolling the neck around. But if you have rolled it one way, it's keeping that even as we roll it the other as well. And with that head back in center, finding the spine nice and long. You can shruggle the shoulders off if you like. Still wakening them up. And then we'll just have a nice stretch into the sides. So back in center. As we inhale, one arm up. As that reaches up. As we exhale, walking the other out. Stretching across to the side. Now as we hold it here, maybe inhale, reaching the top arm. The elbow might come to the floor, it doesn't have to. Just feeling the stretch in this open side. As we move to the other side. That inhale, working the core as we lift both arms up. That reach. Exhaling over. So wherever the bottom hand lands. Inhale, reaching that top arm across. It's observing the difference on this side. As we ease in a little with each exhale. Inhale, working the core, lifting both arms up, palms together. Exhaling everything back, heart center. Here, interlocking the palms. That big inhale, reaching, scooping up. You can look up at the palms if you like. On the exhale, sending them forward. Now as we do this breath by breath, that inhale, reaching up, the spinal curl. The exhales, we push the palms away. Very similar to cat is what we're doing with the spine. Now, when you next exhale, curling down, you can just release the palms. We lift back up to that lengthened position. And we'll roll these shoulders off. So as we inhale, bringing the palms on top of the shoulders. As we lift the elbows up in line with the shoulders. Just feeling the stretch across the chest to start. And then we'll start as we make small circles to begin with. Rotating gently around the shoulder blades. These circles can gradually increase. And they might become very wide as we squeeze the shoulder blades back, releasing forward and down. And then, as we slow that down, to keep it even, so coming back, going the other way, small to begin. So circles gradually increase. They squeeze back and down, forward and up. Lovely. And then slowing that down again. And exhales, letting the arms fall. Again, maybe it's that little shake off as we work our way through to all fours. Any way you want, whether that's exhale as you roll across the knees. As we come through to our all four position, doesn't matter if you're on palms or it's fists, and with the knees under the hips. Then that chest just slightly lifted, rooting down in the all four position, ready to move into cat. Now inhale as we curl from the base of the spine, looking up. Now exhale, curl as we move from the base, looking down or through the legs. Breath by breath. And as you move, if you want, you can take a nice deep bend in the elbows. But this is maybe not for you. If you prefer those arms straight, keep them straight. Just awakening this spine up as we compress the discs and make space. And on our next exhale, curling down as normal, but from here, sending these hips back towards the heels as we find our child position, adjusting as you need to, whether that's widening the knees, it's allowing that chest and head to just sink through to the mat as we observe the breath. Finding length in the spine with each inhale. And that exhale as the body just releases in here. Now if you want, staying where we are, you can just inhale, lifting the palms up onto the fingertips. Just feeling that stretch, maybe move up the back a little. All the while the chest and head still sinking down. And then you can lower the palm at any point. And then inhaling slowly back up through to our all fours. Ready to come into dog. So with those palms nice and planted, tucking the toes, that big inhale as we power through the legs. Those hips lifting up to the sky. And that chest and head sinking through. Give the head a little wiggle just so it's nice and loose. And as we hold our dog, you can take a walk from foot to foot if you like. One heel lowers and then the other, stretching the back of those legs. Now, if you're still walking, just coming back to stillness. And on our next exhale, we're going to lower down, either down into all fours or through into plank, ready to come to lie in our front. You can drop those knees if you want. And if you're in plank, you can either come down, as you exhale that chest towards the mat, you maybe want to lower the knees. And with ourselves lying down, getting ready for cobra. So having those palms in line with the chest, those elbows pointing back. And in your time, inhale as we power through the palms, lifting the chest and head up as much or as little as you like. Exhale, tensing the buttocks as you peel the spine back down to the mat. Twice more. That's inhale, lifting up. As we exhale, peeling the spine down. Final one. Now, when you come down, you can rest the cheek on the mat if you like. It's taking a breath or two of pause. And in the next breath or two, we'll lift ourselves back up into dog. Two options, either coming via all fours, or from your lying down, you can tuck those toes under. Almost inhaling back into cobra, but exhale, scoop the hips up. Sinking back into dog. It's letting the body release into it. And then we're going to make it a lunge. Again, either coming via all fours or coming into three-legged dog. So if you want, you can inhale one leg up into the air. Exhale as we bend that knee, slowly scooping it through. In between the palms. We have the option, drop the back knee if you like. But checking your lunge. We want this knee and ankle to be in a nice straight line. Much of the weight should be on the feet, so the hands are really just here for balance. Now with each inhale, as if we're breathing a little more length in the spine. As we exhale, just releasing into these hips and back thigh. And with time as we hold it here, feeling the release. Now, if we want to challenge, we can inhale ourselves up. This chest nice and high. The palms can rest anywhere, whether it's on the thigh or not. And allowing those hips down. And our next exhale, back into our lower lunge, ready to make this a twist. So planting the palms, and as we inhale, we're going to open up over the front leg. So inhaling that arm up, you can look up if you're balanced. As if we're making these arms longer. And exhale. Lowering that palm back down. Now, we're going to work our way into child. Any way you want, either coming into three-legged dog or back into all fours. So either option, inhale, maybe lifting the foot. Exhaling back, four-legged dog. Sinking down to all fours. And those hips back towards the heels, to your comfortable position. Just taking that quick rest. Tuning into that breath as we observe where we worked already. And each exhale, finding the release. And then, when we're ready, can we do it all on the inhale as we lift into dog? So with those palms planted, inhaling via all fours, toes tucking, hips up. That chest and head sink through. As we move it into lunge. Remember, either all fours or inhaling up, lifting one leg. Three-legged dog. As we exhale, bending the knee, slowly sinking through. Taking that time, that knee and ankle in a nice straight line. You can always drop that back knee if you like. And if we're making the spine longer on this side, releasing into the hips and this back thigh. And just with time, tuning into your breath. as before, if you want, inhaling up nice and tall. That may allow the hips down a little. These thighs should be nice and warm now. As I exhale, back down, ready to make it a twist. So the other palm planted, as we inhale, opening up over this leg, looking up if you like. And exhale, palm planted, working our way out, whether it's all fours, or coming back into three-legged dog in the inhale. So we exhale down, lowering to all fours, sinking back to your child. Feeling the release in the hips and the spine as everything just sinks and settles to the mat. It's allowing the breath to lengthen and calm. And then, to your inhale, can we just lift to a kneeling position? So from our kneeling, you can bring the knees together if you wish. This chest is nice and lifted. As if we're always breathing in that little taller, that chin tuck so the back of the neck is long. Let's just give the feet a little stretch. So, on the inhale, the spine stays straight, working the thighs. Inhaling up. Now you have the option. We can tuck these toes. And exhale, spine is still straight, working the thighs as we lower. And that will just give you a stretch across the back of the feet. Once more. Inhale up as we untuck. And back down. Now, final one. Inhale and lift. Tucking the toes. Exhaling back onto them. Now this time, you can just roll onto these feet as we get ready to come up to stand. So again, this chest is nice and lifted. You can use these arms as a balance, and we're using the thighs as we lift up. So inhale, planting the feet down. Finding your nice standing position. Everything nice and lengthened. Just tuning into your breath. Just settling in here. There we go. The arms by the side, chin tucked. Rooting down through the standing feet. You observe the breath, that chest and tummy expanding and contracting. When you're ready, inhale. We lift the arms. The movement as slow as the breath. Palms together. Exhaling down, heart center. Twice more. As you move, you can look up towards the palms if you like. Just letting this calm and just still everything. bring the arms to the side. Getting ready to come into Warrior Two. So with that chest lifted, let's exhale, taking a big step forward. Those back toes pointing in, front toes pointing forward. Hips are either to the side or just slightly off. Now, with the hands on the hips, just to keep them level. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale. Can we bend the front knee as we lower? Now, again, taking that peak. That knee and ankle in alignment. If you're ready, you can inhale these arms up to shoulder height. Take a look over the front fingers if you're balanced. Allow the shoulders to drop. As we hold this position, an awful lot going on. If we're inhaling, making that length in the spine, as if those arms are becoming longer. In the exhale, do we lower a little more? It's being guided by your breath. And to our next exhale, we're going to swing everything back. So as we lift the front hand up, the back one maybe takes a hold of the leg. You can look up at the palm if you like. But next exhale, let's swing it forward. The front elbow comes onto the thigh. That back arm wrapping around. Maybe onto the thigh or just on the lower back. Just opening this top shoulder. If you like, inhaling that back arm up. Now just feeling a slight stretch. Before we do anything though, can we exhale again, sending that arm forward. Wonderful length and stretch. Inhale that back arm pointing back up to the ceiling. The option, the elbow and the thigh stays where it is, or you can lengthen that arm. And if you're balanced, looking up. And a big inhale, swinging everything up. Point both these feet forward. Those hips forward as well. Now if the toes are forward or out to the side, it doesn't matter. It's ready for a wide leg forward fold. Hands on hips. Inhaling nice and tall. Exhale, tipping to halfway. Now at your halfway, inhaling that length in the spine again. And exhale, releasing down. Whether the hands land in front, holding the ankles or holding the elbows. Maybe taking a slight bend in the knees. Just allowing that lower back to release. And in time, let's inhale, non-curling up, back up. Now from here, we have two options. If you need to readjust, you can, or that back foot can point those toes forward, as the front foot becomes the back. Again, hands on hips, whether they're out to the side or just slightly off. So we inhale this chest nice and tall. And exhale, bending that front leg. Taking that peak, that knee and ankle in alignment, just if you need. Inhaling the arms up to shoulder height. Maybe looking across the front fingers. Just observing the difference on this side. Same movements as we inhale, finding length in the spine. Do these arms get longer? Do we exhale, lowering that little more? It's being guided by your breath. And then let's exhale as we swing it back. That front arm lifts up. You can look up if you like. Next exhale. That elbow onto the thigh. That back arm either wrapping around on the lower back or maybe onto the front thigh. So this top shoulder is now open. Inhale, as that back arm reaches up. And then let's exhale, just sending it forwards, getting a really nice long stretch. We inhale that back arm back up to the ceiling. Look up if you like. Maybe extend the front arm, or maybe it wants to stay on the thigh. Ooh, big inhale, swinging up. Lowering those arms. With the feet, same move, but can we make it a half leg distance apart? So walking the feet in a bit, whether the toes are out or in front. Hands on hips, spine lengthened. Exhale, tipping to halfway. Keep those knees nice and loose though. Halfway, finding the length. Exhale, releasing down. Just observing the difference between this and the wide-legged position. If the knees need to bend, let it happen. Just allowing everything to release. And again, slowly inhale. Uncurling, up to our stand. Shoulders dropping. Zigzag our way in. Do what you need, whether it's shaking everything off. Shoulders as well, the hips. And then let's just slow that down. Planting those feet again, ready to work in our balance. So coming into our tree, so if you decide you want to have a wall nearby, get yourself ready. And if we're ready, it's planting these feet down to start with before anything. Just exhale, sending that weight down. As we inhale, just lifting one heel up. Observing that lift in the chest. And then inhale that knee up. Whether you hold it or not is your choice. We exhale that knee out to the side. Have the other arm as a balance. If you're ready, tucking that foot in. Whether the foot is high up on the thigh or the toes are touching the floor, doesn't matter. If we're ready, inhale, reaching up, maybe looking up, palms together. As we exhale down, heart center. Now remember, if you like, you can rest the thumbs onto the chest. As you inhale in towards the palms, that gives you that lift out of the standing leg. As we exhale, just rooting down through the standing foot as well. As we hold it here, just finding your calm and stillness. Just hearing the sounds of each breath. Now, for a change, you can stay in tree if you want, or can inhale, bringing this knee back in front. And as we exhale, we're sending this bent knee back. Now it's just going to keep going all the way back. And what will happen is this top half just wants to lower down. The back leg maybe extends. Whatever your position. Gently lowering. If the standing leg knee needs to bend, let that happen. Lovely. And then either, it's maybe controlled, it's maybe not. Inhaling back. Lovely. And we'll get ready for the other side. Have that quick shake off if you want first. As we plant these feet again, sending the weight down through the opposite foot. Inhale, lifting the other heel up. Always finding that lift. So you bring this knee up in front. Taking your time between each step, just so you're nice and balanced. Exhaling the knee out to the side. And if you've found your stillness, can we tuck that heel in, whether high or low. And when you're ready, inhale, reaching, stretching up. Palms together, sending them down through heart center. Maybe bringing the thumbs onto the chest, drawing the breath into them. And as we hold this side, observing the difference. We're all in balance in different ways. It's finding the stillness within the breath and that energy with each inhale. Now this is optional if you want. Inhaling that knee in front. As we exhale, sending it back. The top half gradually lowers as well. That subtle bend in the standing leg. And that back leg maybe lengthens. If we're just lowering down, that spine is lengthened though. And then, slow and controlled, inhaling it back, landing again. To our standing, stretching out if we want. And then, I'm just going to lower everything down to the mat, into a forward fold. So inhale nice and tall. We exhale, tucking the chin, rounding the shoulders, slight bend in the knees. So we use the abdominals as brakes, just curling down, vertebrae by vertebrae. We feel each one release and lengthen. Working our way to our forward fold. And when we're down, whether those arms hang, hold the ankles or elbows, whatever feels right for you. Give the head a little shake just so it's loose. And with a slight bend in the knees, feeling the release with the lower back. And then in time, can we inhale as we step it through to downward dog? Planting the palms, stepping the feet back. So that chest and head sink through. And then your downward dog. If you want to walk, you can. Or just enjoy the stillness. As we hold it for a few breaths, At any point though, if you want to lower down into child, please do. But if we're still up, in the next breath or two, let's think about lowering down via all fours, sinking those hips back to your comfortable child position. That chest and head just melting to the mat. Tuning into your breath here. You draw it around the body, observing where you've worked. Each inhale, drawing in energy. Each exhale, releasing any tension. And in time, inhale back up through to all fours. It's finding the wrists under the shoulders, knees under hips. Ready to move in cat again. Inhale as we lift. Exhale, curling down. Breath by breath. So you observe the difference in this move now. Now that the body's nice and warm. And when we feel we've worked evenly, we come back through to a flat back position, ready to come through to sit, whether it's crossing the ankles as we roll over them, or any other way. Send those legs out in front, so the legs are not crossed. There's any blocks with that if you want. And in our seated position, just make sure those front toes are flicked up. His chest is nice and lifted. Shoulders dropping, chin tucked. As much as we're sat still quite a lot going on. And each exhale is rooting down through the sit bones. And then we'll make this a twist. As we inhale, drawing in any leg. Always having that hug, just reminding the spine of its length. As we exhale, we can step that foot over the front leg. The option of the front heel stays where it is, or you can wrap it around, roughly in line with the hips. Now, before we go anywhere, just that inhale, hug lifting us up. Still looking forward, the same arm as the front leg. As exhale is around, tucking it fairly close into the hips, whether it's on palms or fingertips. Chest lifted as we exhale, looking over the back shoulder. Front elbow may come across the thigh or hold it as it was. And every inhale, finding that length in the spine as if we're breathing it in taller. With each exhale, you might release around a little more. You're just observing the muscles, giving in bit by bit. And as we hold this with time, it's feeling that body just eases around that little bit more. And then let's inhale, that back arm up to shoulder height. As we exhale, following it back around the front. That lifting hug again. As we undo these legs. Resetting the position, toes up, spine lifted. Ready to work the other side. Your time as we inhale this other leg in. Always having that hug. Exhale as we step it across. The option of the front heel, either coming around the hips or staying out in front. Inhale that hug and lift. As we exhale, sending this other arm back around, tucking it quite close into those hips. The chest lifted. Exhale, looking over the back shoulder. Whether the elbow comes across the thigh or holding it as you were. Only going as much as is comfortable. Every inhale, finding that little bit more length in the spine. And exhale, releasing around a little. And this rhythm happening with each breath. Time and the breath just guide us around. And then inhale that back arm up to shoulder height. As we exhale, following it around the front. A lifting hug. As we undo these legs, we're just sending them out a little wider. Whether it's super wide or they're closer in, it's all your choice. Chest lifted, toes up again. We'll just fold over each one. So when you're ready, inhale, lifting the arms up. As we exhale, looking over any leg, folding over it. Whether those hands are on the floor, touching the toes or the leg, doesn't matter. If the knees need to bend, again, just let that happen. The spine just folding, releasing over the legs. And with each exhale, it's guiding you down that little more. As we inhale, back up to center, the arms lifting. And exhale, looking over the second leg, folding over. Wherever the hands land, letting the knee bend if it wants. Releasing down over the leg. Allowing the breath to deepen you here. As we inhale again, back up to center, arms up. And exhale, palms down, heart center. So shoulders drop. And we'll get ready to come and lie down. Gathering these knees in with a nice loose bend. We know the drill. The inhales, that spine is lifted, the arms up for balance. And exhale, peeling that spine down vertebrae by vertebrae. And the gaze just looking forward. The last thing that's down is the head. And when you're down, it's being sure that that chin is tucked in. Bringing the feet reasonably close to the hips as we work with pelvic tilting. So when you're ready, that inhale as we gently press in the feet so those hips lift up off the mat just a smidge. As we exhale, those hips lowering down, breath by breath. So as we inhale and lift, the small curve of the lower spine flattens in the mat. As we exhale down, as that natural curve returns. Just a micro movement, working into the lower back and hips. Now, when you next lower down, just staying here. As we inhale, just taking a hold of each knee individually, just drawing them out and up to the sides of the chest. You can have a rock here if you like, or just enjoy the stillness. And then, as we inhale, we're just going to hug both knees together now. So just squeeze them in a little. Again, maybe rocking or just still. You might just feel that stretch and move down the spine a little. And then from here, just inhale, lifting the arms and legs up into the air, as much as a bend so everything can just hang nice and free. If you want, rotating those ankles and wrists around. Just being sure to go both ways. And then just giving it all just a nice loose shake off. As we inhale, drawing the arms through the legs, taking a hold of the outer edges of the feet. Those knees draw out and up, whether you're still or rocking. And then from here, you can just exhale down to your comfortable relaxation position, doing any final stretches that you feel you need. Whether the legs are out in front, knees are bent up, the arms either by the side or resting on the body. And as you settle here, supported by the earth, just tuning into our breath, it's being guided by it. Just hearing the sounds, observing the movements within. The attention only on the breath. Just allowing any thoughts that enter the mind to drift away. Mind calm and still. The body relaxed. Just allowing the senses to dull, sinking into the mat. The subtle sounds and movements of each breath. You draw in energy and light with each inhale, and releasing any tension or stress on the exhale. its calming rhythm as it repeats, breath by breath. And let's just guide the attention around the body. As we inhale, filling the head with light and energy as it swirls around and touches all areas of the head. And the exhale, that light diminishes, carrying away any tension or stress, just leaving the head calm, still, and relaxed. As we draw the attention down through the neck, around the shoulder blades. To move that breath now down through the left arm, all the way to the fingertips. Moving the breath now down through the right arm. That breath fills the lungs around the chest and upper back. As it moves to the tummy and lower back. Swirling around the hips, down through the left leg to the left toes. Down through the right leg, all the way to the right toes. The energy and lights filling the whole body. The whole body. And then gently drawing your attention back to this moment, supported by the earth beneath you. You can wiggle the toes and fingers as we make small movement. And in time, hugging the knees in, if you like, towards the chest. Whether rocking or still. As you gently roll over to any side. So you allow the eyes to open here. Lifting ourselves up to our comfortable seated position. Finding the spine long and light. Chin tucked in. Just rooting down through the sit bones. Now a few last conscious breaths. As we inhale, reaching the arms up, palms together. Exhaling down through heart center. As we bow our heads. Namaste.